we're giving more fresher opinions because we don't have the hype surrounding us.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
That's if you
I
want us
see.
to have a nice kind of reflection on it 3 years later, this is what this show is going to be about. Well, I'll only play games 3 years.
Welcome to the Games We Like podcast. Today we have Langston in the bottom screen. Are you in the bottom screen, Langston?
I think bottom is a point of view.
AKA Low Tech Gaming.
I don't think I can send it to my name being in this.
And joining us, we also have the famous Fedorable.
Sure. Let's go with
AKA Fedo, AKA
Okay.
Tony.
that. All on brand. All right, James.
And
Why did you call us on this pod?
I have summoned you all today
Okay.
because we finished Horizon Zero Dawn. I was reading
Oh,
your
yes.
background, and I was
Oh,
gonna
yes.
say Forbidden West.
Oh, yes.
Horizon Zero Dawn, and we finished it very late, much later than everyone. Everyone's already played it.
Spoiler alert, we only just finished it.
Yeah. So it
Just
came out in what?
I said just in time for the new one.
Yeah.
So
It
this
came
is
out in 2017. We finished it in 2020. And
Nice.
we have some thoughts. Right, Langston?
Low tech game. I don't know who this Langston guy you keep on referring to
LTG,
is.
take it
So
away.
we brought Langston on.
But
No, sorry,
dragged,
I
screaming,
dragged
falling at the ground.
Low Tech Gaming
Yeah, so
onto this podcast
dragged
because
into
he is the
this.
keeper of all game lore.
Yes. He's read
I
every
don't think I'm-
Wikipedia article.
He's seen every walkthrough.
I'm only on the Wikipedia right now. This is my first time. Oh my God,
He's
let's
far
say
too humble.
I, I don't think that's an accurate statement, but okay.
All right, James,
So,
let's get into it.
Yeah.
so I just want to go around and get everyone's overall impression
Okay.
of their experience. I would say playing the game, but like LTG.
Yeah. I know Tony. You know, you just watch most of the walkthroughs and whatnot or so, but you know, we want to get your opinion in this as well, Tony.
Thanks, man. I guess I'll go ahead and start because when we say go around, you really just mean you're gonna throw it to me. So, what was my impression of it? I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think it's a fun world to go into. I think Aloy is an interesting character to see a world through. She's a strong character. What I will say though, and hopefully I'll keep saying it throughout this, do not care for the tribe stuff. They do a lot. They in the game, the developers have done a lot to flesh out that world, but I could give it.
Don't care.
I do not care about what their beliefs are, why they're different than the other tribes, why they were fighting. Tell me more about the connection to nowadays, present time, and let me, as Aloy, tell everyone, hey, you're wrong.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I liked it in the beginning, like, oh, like they think, technology is God's, like that's cute. But then I think I liked her tribe.
Yeah, that's
but
the only
every
tribe
other
I think
tribe,
you like.
Yeah, every other tribe, I was like, okay, can I skip this? I don't want to talk to you.
I think it's funny that you say we like it, even though like they're total dicks to you throughout
Yeah.
the whole game. Really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still feel like allegiance, like when it gets attacked at some point, and I was like, oh crap, I got to save my people. So I felt allegiance to them, but I could care less about any other tribe. But pretty much Aloy is the only like decent character. Everyone else is just, oh hey, I heard you're pretty cool. Oh, you're a god now. That's
You are
awesome.
a living god, and every dude that you meet wants to hook up with you because like you're the first girl that they've ever met or something. And I get it. If you've seen the other character models, I get it. But yeah, it's kind of annoying, and you can't even romance back. She's just like, I like that she just like is either unaware, or she's just like, okay, let's just pretend you didn't say that
Yeah,
you have a crush on me.
every option is just like, well, I better get going, or tell me more about this. But Langston, being someone that watched the cutscenes, you probably saw pretty much only those things.
Yeah, no, I only saw that. Apparently, well, I don't know. I don't know. Um,
What do you
no,
think about it? I think Langston does bring an interesting perspective to it because I don't know, like he can appreciate it on a narrative
so I'm going to put a disclaimer out there
way.
because it has been a while since I watched the actual walkthrough. So, but
Let me put a disclaimer out
a
there as
disclaimer on the
well.
disclaimer. Okay.
It's been a while, I'm sure, for everyone who has had interest in this game.
Wow.
We're a little late to it, but okay. So
Because I think I watched it like when it came out, so back in 2017.
But
So
but see,
it's
we're giving more fresher opinions because we don't have the hype surrounding us.
it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
That's if you
I
want
see.
us to have a nice kind of reflection on it 3 years later, this is what this show is going to be about. Well, I'll only play games 3 years that are 3 years old and talk about it.
Okay,
All
Alexa,
right.
take it away.
No, I mean I think I overall enjoyed watching the story so far I can remember. So I think I wasn't into the tribes either, to be honest. So I'm right there with you guys. So I think I maybe fast forward through a couple of sections.
It,
So
it's
Oh man.
it's pretty dull. It's like
it's not. As you guys can see, it's not interesting to play through. It's even worse to watch through because you don't have any agency in it. You kind of just hoping the guy just skips through it or so. So didn't like that part. So what I found most interesting about the game was the world building. So I like the overall lore of it, which was very interesting. So I like the Fell Plague and everything. And so I felt like that was like the best part about it because it was something that seemed quite grounded. Or so it was like a grounded apocalypse. Or so and I did like how those elements tied into the overall story that you play through. So because that was actually very interesting. So how the world was shaped by it, or so, and how you still have the relics of the old world, or so that keep on popping up here and there within the story, which was really nice.
Yeah, the coffee mugs.
Yes, the compliments, absolutely.
yeah. I like that. I mean, there's one point in the game, I'm sure, you meet a trader who asks you to bring him coffee cups, and he's like, I have a theory of what they're for. And he's like, it's part of a very ritualistic form of shaving. Like each one is put a different tool in it, and then they would shave. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I could see how someone could think.
No, I think it's funny because it's like, imagine all the things that we have like in museums and stuff, and we're like, oh, for sure that they use this for that.
Yeah,
This was like a murder weapon, and like if you actually see them use it in their time, like it's like,
it's completely different.
yeah, it's like a totally mundane
Yeah,
object.
just everything thing. Yeah. So, no, I did love that aspect as well. So because you have it where I don't know that nuance. I like media like that as well. Well, you have it where you have that dramatic irony effect as well on objects, everyday items as well. Even like the special technology that they end up finding or so. Most of it is so it's grounded with us or so, but within their own world or so. It's basically witchcraft or so. This is just incredible. I don't know.
I did like finding out about Aloy's past and like why the world is the way it is.
Right.
Like why is there bloodthirsty robots?
Right.
running around?
Why are they getting more insane every year?
Yeah. And so that was cool. I liked that, but uh yeah, I didn't really like the ending too much.
All right, we're gonna get into
But
some 3-year-old spoilers here. Why didn't you like the ending, James?
No,
Because I'll tell you why I didn't like it, but I want to hear what you said at first.
There you go.
oh, you didn't like it either? Yeah, so it seemed like it's obviously like building to like something like there's a war at the end. Like but um the very end you're just in another arena with another Deathbringer.
Yeah.
You just gotta kill it again.
Yeah.
You killed all the other Deathbringers that have been before you. There's really nothing else other than there was some tribes people like helping you, and there was other like beasts thrown in,
Yeah.
but your other tribes men and women can fend them off while you take down the Deathbringer. And so just as a gameplay perspective, that wasn't very epic. It was just, oh, do it again.
Yeah, no, it's funny because just kind of adding on to that, before you fight this final Deathbringer, hell of a name for something, I'll say first. You fight and kill your main human nemesis. So in effect, you kind of have already defeated the thing that is you hate the most. And so when you
Right.
get to the Deathbringers, you have no real attachment. It's just an obstacle. It's not like, like when you defeat something, because it's been building up to your encounter with that guy, I think, and it's not been building up to an encounter with this Deathbringer, to just stopping you from killing the evil eyeball man, Hades. So I don't know. It's kind of weird how that works. How they didn't. I mean, I guess I understand. Actually, I don't. I think they shouldn't have staggered it in that kind of way. Like if they had that guy, I don't know, as your final boss, because you actually did care about killing about him, or at least they made you want to kill him more. I know I wanted to kill him. Instead of just like a random Deathbringer, especially since you've already defeated one before.
Can I ask? So that guy, I forget his name.
Don't tell me. Yeah, don't ask me to tell you his name.
um, but the bad guy that's resurrecting all the beasts and Deathbringers and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
he thinks he's like the chosen one or something, or
Yeah.
some
So
weirdness.
did you enjoy that one-on-one fight at all with him?
Did I enjoy the fight?
I guess it wasn't one-on-one. There was like some archers around. But
You mean when he's just like,
was that a fun fight for you to?
it wasn't. See, that's the thing is like that's why I think kind of the end game of the game, I guess, sort of redundant, but was kind of disappointing because I think that they had two. Um, I don't know, the fights that you were building up to were kind of both disinflating, disappointing. Yeah, I didn't enjoy fighting the guy.
Yeah.
It was really just like like at that point I had like a ton of bombs and stuff, and I was like, okay, this is what I use them. And then I just wait for him to walk around into them, and then he dies.
Okay, I didn't have a ton of bombs, so I was melee attacking him
uh,
because he would block your arrows or something.
yeah, he would be.
Yeah, so I would do a heart attack, roll. So it was basically Dark Souls.
You could also do, it's one of those classic levels where I think they have explodey barrels.
Yeah, I did see that. I don't think I was able to get one off. But yeah, it wasn't great.
I
I don't
mean,
like guy.
no,
Just melee combat in general, just I don't like in this game.
no, yeah, the game really builds you towards arrow combat,
Hmm.
and kind of dissuades you from any other kind of combat. Like even
Yeah.
when you have the big guns, like the only guns that you ever have access to are huge, and you can't use for really anything other than clearing out one room, maybe, and then you have to leave it.
Yeah. And yeah, the and the stealth in this. So stealth you usually do melee combat, but in
Yeah,
in this, I felt like they wanted you to use your bow and arrow a lot because you get detected really quick. Like
yeah,
I don't know. I was trying to infiltrate a base, and I I died like I don't know 8 times or something. Mostly because I wanted to do it stealthily, and when someone saw me, I would be like, ah, F it, you know, so do over. But it was so like people would see through the ground. At
Really?
me. Yeah, I'd take
Hmm.
and you take like that first shot, and if you mess up, like everyone's like, oh, get him. It's hard. It's hard to do that game stealthily, and I feel like it's meant like
I,
you're
I
meant to do
I
things
think
stealthily.
you're encouraged. I think you are encouraged to do it stealthily. Kind of use your environment because they have a lot of places that you can hide
Yeah,
throughout it, and I think they do encourage you.
a lot of tall grass that's the same color as your hair.
You just gotta stay quiet.
Is
But
a person with red hair? No, it's just a bush.
I want to finish with the ending.
Oh yeah.
So I will say, to its credit, it was repetitive, sure, but I very much enjoyed using it was like a bazooka thing or something like it would suck up these weird like balls into it, and then you shoot them out, and you just have to fight wave after wave of Deathbringers and other machines. So okay, this is good because it'll lead me into the why it makes the next fight with the Deathbringer disappointing.
uh,
So you're killing waves of Deathbringers and other animals, and they're huge, and it's like, oh my god, you're so powerful. And so when you do finally fight that other Deathbringer, it's like I was just murdering like 20 of you, no problemo. Why is this one such a big deal?
I didn't do that.
You
That's
didn't do
a
that?
no. That's a side mission.
No, this is I don't know. I did it in the final mission. Like you had a
Oh, right. Okay. I was thinking of something else.
yeah,
Okay,
it's okay.
yeah. Yeah, you have those like mortar launcher things
Yeah,
or whatever they are. I don't know, rockets. Yeah, that was cool.
yeah. I thought that was fun. I enjoyed that very much.
Yeah. But I guess it's too heavy to take up to the mountain.
That is all of the the excuses for weapons in this game. So
Right,
they're
right.
too big.
um yeah, so then the ending.
The ending was yikes. It we saved the world
Yeah,
for now.
for now.
It's one of
But
those.
so I
I liked again going back to the theme that I don't care for the tribes and stuff. So when we save the tribes and whatever the world, okay, it's fine. But man, when Aloy finally came across Elizabeth Sobek at the very end at her house,
Mhm.
that was really touching. That was worth it. That's the ending. I mean, that's
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was cool. I didn't understand the globe at the end, if that had any meaning. There,
what was
there,
she?
there, there was a little toy globe in Elizabeth's hand, and Aloy picks it up. It seems meaningful. I just don't
I
know.
think it's like she's carrying on her legacy, right? And then also there's that voiceover where we hear she's like talking about if I had a daughter, like what would it be? Or if I had a child, I guess she was more vague. And
Mm.
so I think, in a sense, Aloy is her, that is the mother she had been looking for, even though technically it is you. And I like
Yeah.
the idea that she like peered into the helmet and she didn't see a gross
Yeah.
skull. I like that it was just her normal face.
Yeah.
I was waiting because you do see like her hand is like all like shriveled up and weird, like one of those
Hmm.
old mummies that they find in like an ice cube like millions of years ago. Uh, but I like that her face was preserved. It would really have destroyed the moment, I think.
Yeah. It was like a profile pic.
Hmm. was very lovely. She was very nice.
Yeah, but before that though, with Hades, uh, I
Langston, you know
guess
Hades.
Yep, I
you
know
know all about
Hades.
Hades.
All about Hades.
Why does that guy suck so much? Not in like, oh, he's messing everything up, but he's just a ball. Just a ball of
The
evil.
angry little ball.
No, I mean, do you guys know his function essentially?
Yeah, no, we know the
Yeah.
function of him, and
Yeah.
he's designed to be a little ball of evil, so he can
Oh yeah.
fresh start.
Yeah,
A
no,
But
fresh start.
just
he's like the alt delete or the control Z of the world essentially.
you
So
don't
guys
even know
like
PCs.
I know more than you, but no, it's like literally so. It's like guy is like writing up her essay. She messes up, and then Hades steps in and he just kind of rewrites everything. So she can start again. So I guess he's more of a backspace.
Wow, not rewrite, because that would imply that progress is kept. This is like,
Yeah, exactly.
let
This
me
is just
delete your
everything.
page and start
I
your
would
new
just
one.
set your computer on file, get you a new one. Let's just start from scratch, essentially.
It's like
Yeah.
the Langston of
Wow.
evil villains.
What
'cause
the hell?
I'm gonna bring in a quick little anecdote. There was one time
I'm not gonna like this, am I?
it didn't even happen to me, so I don't know why I'm the one
Just
telling it. But it
laughs.
reminded me of James had told me, like, Langston was looking at his computer and it was like, it's like, oh man, you can't fix that. Just buy a new one or something. It was something like that. I could be wrong, but like his solution was just
Wow.
get a new one.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, I want more elaboration on this. I'm trying to remember this.
Yeah, I forget what it was, but I couldn't run a game or something. Something just I don't know. But
It was like
it's
your Mac is like you. It's like you
Oh.
Langston had already given
Oh, yeah.
up on the Mac. Like there was
Oh, it's a Mac. Yeah, actually, that sounds like something exactly I would say.
Just
Just
get a
say,
new computer.
just
Oh,
buy a normal
right.
computer.
Right. So I had a cord. It was a cheap USB-C cord that interfered with my Wi-Fi signal,
Mm.
and so Langston's like, well, so
Actually, here's a question.
You're not
Did
getting
I-
Wi-Fi, so you should just get a new computer. I was
Yeah.
like,
Here's a question. Did I-
like just bought this computer, but
Well, it was a Mac, so it's inferior products. I figured I could
I like
buy
where your
some
head's
new
at though. It's not like you're like, let's investigate the problem, and it's like maybe there's a
Well,
cheap solution for you.
I think the
Get a new one.
problem is that I'm like troubleshooting it from like across town, unfortunately. So I can't do any experimentation. So is this like before or after you found out that it was the cord?
it was before I
It
found
was
out.
way
Oh,
before.
okay. It was way before. So
This is definitely in like.
Your troubleshooting was so. Did you buy a Mac or a PC? And I'm like,
oh no,
That's
don't give me
it.
that. No,
There's
you know
your
that's
problem.
you know that's incorrect.
That's
No.
what it was.
We went through
That's
everything.
that's
We
what
went
it-
through
that's what it was.
the
That's what I was trying to
connection.
remember.
We tested plugging it back in, and we were checking
It's
the
the-
router, and I couldn't figure it out on my end. So it's
You-
your tech service guy, your geek squad, or so. Just like, hey, did you try turning it on and off? Did you try this? Did you try that? Or so. And I'm just like, well, I have to go there in person, but I don't want everyone to die from COVID. So you're gonna have to play around with some things.
First the IT asks, is it a Mac or a PC? If they say PC, then they ask, is it plugged in?
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. So if they say it's Mac, then you shouldn't even have that to begin with. That's your problem right there. That's
So
right. So.
anyway, that's Hades in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's
Just
yeah.
get rid of it.
Just get rid of it. And so
It
it's
doesn't
already
work.
broken.
Let's delete it.
Yeah, Gaia, you screwed up. Let's start from scratch.
Oh, you made that? Oh, you sad little creature.
Oh, you poor, sad little creature. You poor little.
Can you
yeah.
try again and make a PC this time?
There we go.
I think getting back to the game.
Right. I love that tangent. Yeah, that was fun.
I think that the overall story was very good, except Hades was not a cool villain to like at the climax of the story, because of just what he is. He's just a ball. You can't have a one-on-one fist fight on top of a Metal Gear with the guy.
Right.
Nice to know
That'd be
what I'm
cool
talking
though.
about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Uh,
He's just a big ball, and you just stab it with a spear in a cutscene.
yeah, but what would you have preferred? You shoot it with a laser 3 times, very strategically.
Oh my
what
god.
It's a different game.
what what I would have preferred was the human mech suits that Elizabeth was in.
Oh yes.
It corrupts one of those,
Oh man.
and it embodies that.
Wow. He becomes Ultron.
Yeah, and you actually fight that, but then the actual melee combat of the game would actually have to be good. So I see why they went with a cutscene of stabbing a big orb.
Did it.
Oh,
What I don't. I mean, okay. So I will say why I don't know why she left the spear. Seemed like a pretty dope spear.
Yeah,
And two, at the very least, the game sets up. I don't know. A more
a
interesting
better
villain,
and
a
yeah.
better villain. The guy that's been helping you for his own selfish means the whole time. Silence at the very end, and just to further prove the point that Hades is a chump, captures Hades.
Yeah, and like a
Little
little
lantern.
lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got his little Hades catcher out.
Yeah, yeah.
You're all mine now.
So then you're like, that's the thing that was killing all my friends.
Yeah.
and then they look at those like gigantic robots where you're like, when I first saw them, it's like big tentacle monster things. I was like,
oh
whoa,
yeah,
it's gonna be
the
crazy to
Hades.
Yeah, it's like,
crazy to
oh
fight
man,
those.
how am I gonna fight that?
Well,
Nope.
joke's on you. You don't.
You will not yet.
Oh.
Maybe in 4 years. But yeah. So we talked about the ending, but I should have gone over some other things.
No,
Well, we
I think
said that all the tribe stuff was irrelevant.
we did talk
That's
about
true.
how tribe stuff was
Yeah.
lame,
So it's
but
like, what else is
I'm
there?
okay with doubling back. So much. So this is no, it's perfect, James, because in keeping
Just
with the
get it out of
game,
the way.
in keeping with the game, we're gonna kick you back to before the ending,
Yeah.
Right.
This was all planned, guys. So
which
we
I
planned
thought
this
that I
from the
thought that
get-go.
was lame. Like I don't know. What were you gonna say, James?
Oh. Well, so I just had like a few things like crafting. Did you guys what did you think of crafting?
Oh,
Well, I didn't see any crafting. So
they never crafted in
they edited that out. Thank God.
Damn them.
That would have been the bowling
I'm
thing.
trying
Imagine
to
that.
remember what craft. Oh, you just. It's been like a couple weeks since I've stopped playing it. But so you go around and you pick up bushes and you kill animals and then you go back to your inventory and then you make a bomb or something, right?
Yeah, you make a bomb or you upgrade your your ammo. What are they called? The things that hold ammo.
The pouches or whatever.
Yeah, pouches, quiver. Is
Mm,
that what it's called? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. So you upgrade stuff like that, and I I needed like more room to just hold raw material, and I just felt so lame in this world of like robotic monsters. I'm hunting down like boar and
Mm,
rabbits and
mm,
foxes
mhm.
and just hoping that I get like a bone or a hide or something.
It is a little jarring.
I'm glad that you brought that up because that was something I've been meaning to. So yeah, no, I get that, but I also wonder of all the animals in all the world, the only ones that survived are mice, turkeys,
Turkeys. There's so many turkeys.
boars, and rabbits, and foxes.
Yeah.
Well, what about those animals? Is it because they're small? I guess I don't know. Like they survived, and clearly there was a mass extinction event.
Yeah.
Wait, did they survive, or were they just the only animals that they decided to take their DNA from and
That's the.
generate?
Did they ever explain that? I don't remember that being explained ever.
No, because like the whole thing with Horizon Zero Dawn was the fact that they took all the genetics from. They basically made an arc of genetics. So
No,
they could
yeah,
just go ahead and
it's like
make
that.
them and everything.
It's like that crazy seed lab in the Antarctic. You know what I'm talking about, where they have like a seed of every type of plant, or like
Yeah,
and they have it frozen away. It's like that.
yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't know why like you save mice,
Well,
rats, or whatever.
so like in the lore of the game, like the world was like kind of half built. Like it kind of just a little bit went to plan and a little bit didn't. So maybe they only were able to get out the turkeys and the boars and the rabbits.
Guess so. Well, everything's shut down. There could be other animals down
It
there.
malfunctioned when it got to like deer and horses.
Oh.
Yeah, so they had to make their own.
Birds. I don't know. Were there other birds other than turkeys?
I can't say that I remember
Little-
seeing any other birds
Did you ever look in the sky?
other than the giant murder hawks that would try and kill you.
I hated fighting those. Those were hard to bring down.
Those were hard too. So we talked about earlier about stealth and hiding, and I think that has to do with it at the very least that you're a weak, fleshy little person in this giant robot world, and yeah, you cannot get away from those birds. They always see you.
That one, the huge one that you like have to face basically at the last mission, at the last.
Yeah, when you're climbing up to whatever that last I forget what you call it.
It's basically a Zelda temple.
Yeah, Silence's lab, whatever that was.
Yeah, right. I did not fight that.
What do you mean?
I kept dying. It kept like coming down and stomping on me, and I'm just like, okay, this isn't great. Like, so I just booked it. And by that point, I knew when it was like going to stomp and stuff. So I was like, okay, dodge.
It's so funny that you learned its movement patterns, and some would say that once you do that, you can finally defeat it. But you used it to just bail.
Yeah, because I learned its movement patterns and everything, but I wasn't able to like get enough shots in to like make enough damage on it. So I'm
yeah,
like,
that
this
guy
isn't
was
going anywhere.
It was definitely a sponge. That it would never seem like you did any damage to it.
And he just kills me like that, and like so I'm like, no, I'm running, I'm dive rolling the whole way. which you can get through a lot of things by just rolling through it, like the siege on your tribe. I told you about. There's a battle going on. You can just dive roll past everyone, find your tribe.
Yeah, you could dive roll your way out of anything.
Yeah. You hop. That's another thing. I don't like the hopping. The way you just like hop up like a mountain. Because playing Zelda, you can climb everything. And I know they came out at the same time, but it just like instantly like dates this game for me. That it just goes by like Halo rules where you just like,
it's true.
Let's just try to cheese it up this mountain.
It's true. And she always does really awkward full body hops. It's like
full body. Just you got to bring your knees all the way up to your chest.
Yeah, she has to bring her knees to the chest. And when you do that, it makes it seem like you jump higher than you do, but you're actually not. It's like, oh, there's like 4 feet off the ground. It's like, oh yeah, when you took away 2 of the 2 feet because you tucked in your feet.
Yeah. And it brings me out of it. Like if I'm like in it and I'm like, okay, I'm in the world, and then she starts doing this goofy hop like to get up somewhere. I know I'm making her do it, but it just looks so bad, and I'm like,
And,
I don't feel like a badass right
yeah, and I
now.
remember doing it like there's a lot of situations where it's just like it does take you out of it. It's like if you're I remember I had her swimming in the river, and you know, you when you swim, you if you've ever swam, if you've ever been in water, I guess, you know that it's pretty heavy and it's hard to move through, but it's you can just like do that full body hop out of it. It's the funniest thing in the world. It's like that people imagine her leg strength to be able to do that.
Yeah, and yeah, so the water, like there was a river, a very like a creek, you could stand in it, and there's just like a cliff about this high, so a little bit higher than her head, and I couldn't, I can jump onto it because there's no yellow rope or like yellow bird poop
Yeah,
or something on the
there's no
edge.
poop line for you to know you can latch on.
So she can't climb up it or anything. So I had to find another route to that creek. It was like, damn.
Yeah,
It was,
it is one of those things that I think I think it happens in other games too. You know, it's like you have the most in this case the most badass robot hunter that has lived, and she can't like climb 2 feet to get out of a river.
yeah, and I'm like, that boar is over there. I need its bones to craft. It's the only boar around.
And I just remember there are also fish. There are fish in rivers. So
Oh, really?
yeah, you've never seen a fish in a river?
Maybe. You ever see a fish in a river? It's amazing.
Yeah, change your
Um,
life.
yeah, I don't remember.
There are fish. Um, what I don't like is, and I think it would have been really cool, is they have that whole, like I forget what they call it. It's like taming the animal. You know, you go up to it and you're like, and you're like changing its code to be nice for depending on the animal. It's forever or for just a little bit.
hmm,
Um,
yeah.
and I so wish like you could keep your horse and not be afraid that it's gonna get like murdered. Like, like you don't bond with these creatures. I wish like she could bond. You know what I mean? Like have an emotional like, it's like I love you, horse. You know, like name it or something.
Yeah.
Like you just use it as a tool, which I guess for like someone who's been living in a world where all these little animals, these machines, I guess, try and kill you at every moment. Maybe that's okay. I don't know. I just kind of like I saw like a horse, and I was like, I want you to be my best friend, and then you die like a minute later
Oh man.
because like it's attacked by watchers or something.
Yeah, I never got too attached.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look, I mean, I have this little image over my shoulder. Like, like imagine if you were friends with that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool.
I
It's
think she doesn't let herself get attached. I guess, even though like her whole
yeah, to
quest,
anything.
yeah, her whole quest is, I guess, to find her people, her mom or her family, I guess.
Hmm.
And yet she refuses to let herself. I don't know. It's kind of sad, really. Damn. Poor Aloy. Also, I've been thinking about we're getting into the emotions of Aloy and her family and such. I'm going to talk about Rost for a second.
Oh
Our,
yeah.
our dear old surrogate dad.
I think that was great.
Yeah, he was great. R.I.P. to Rost. I like his name. I remember his name because it reminds me of Rust. and I can remember that. So right before you do it's called approving, right? The
Oh
thing where
yeah.
you become a teen or
A
something,
brave.
become brave. Sorry, when you become a brave. um, he's like, oh, I can't talk to you anymore. It's like I'm an outcast still, but you'll be a Nora Brave. And then she's like, I got a plan, Rost. I'm gonna come up to you, and I'm just gonna talk to you, and you don't have to talk back, and we're not gonna break any rules, and we can make this work. So, spoiler alert, as parents in media tend to do, he dies.
Yeah.
She needs an emotional motivation to fight her enemy. So you can go visit his grave.
Oh.
He's buried in that. You started a house after you do that montage of you growing up
Mm.
and training and whatever. And when you visit the grave, you talk to Rost, and he doesn't say anything back. So in a way, she is doing her plan.
Wow.
I know, it's kind of sad, right?
Does it do the options, the speaking options?
Yeah, you can talk to Rost. I mean, you can't. It's not like a dialogue tree, but it's. I thought that was cute. I thought that's fun.
Yeah, when he was like talking about like oh, I'm not gonna be able to talk to you anymore. I'm like, I guess dead.
Yeah.
He's gonna die.
Yeah.
Like I know we're not supposed to see him again, but we're gonna see him again, and he's gonna die.
Yeah, it's gonna be the last time. I mean, even before that, or he's like, I guess just building off of that, when you hunt, he takes you to hunt that animal, and it's like, oh yeah, this is your final thing before you. You either walk into the wilderness and die from exposure, or you're like killed by someone.
Yeah.
I for sure thought that saber-tooth tiger thing was gonna kill him or something. It didn't really motivate her. But
Yeah.
no, and and also I think it's this game does a lot of funny things with how it gives you information on stuff. Like with Rost, you wonder why he's banished, or why he's I guess why he's your dad. And you have to get to a certain point in the game where finally they tell you. But I think it's so funny how it goes about, because they're like, are you sure, child? Like, do you have the time? It's like, yes, fuck, he's my dad.
Yeah, it's a long story. And then, but then they still give you options in between to leave.
Yeah,
So why?
they really it's like, we know you're busy. Like, it's like, no, I love this man. Why wouldn't I want to know about him?
Yeah. Your father.
Yeah. For whatever it's worth, he's the only dad you've ever had. Yeah, I like baby Aloy. I thought that was fun for the couple seconds you play as her.
She reminded me of Cal Kestis as a kid. Just a shrunken body, but then like the same head.
That's true. It is kind of. It's kind of weird in that way, but I think it works better than Cal Kestis because
I think so too.
Well, because at least they're not basing it off a real human. The Cal Kestis one, it's very obvious what they did. Like, they took I don't know. I guess they had a child character model, or they just shrunk the Cal model, and they gave him his big old head.
Go ahead. Just added a little Padawan.
Oh yeah, his little braid.
Yeah.
Can I have a quick tangent on that? Just talk about Jedi Fallen Order for a second, a game that apparently everyone loves.
Yeah,
everyone loves that game.
Just call us hating on gaming or something.
Yeah, we should call it we just
games we like, games we hate.
We should call it games we
So many naming options.
So there's like that. There's a premonition part, where you see like what's going to happen if you train these Padawans. And I think it's funny that all the Padawans, all the models are just like the human ones are just Cal Kestis. Like he's the little baby version of Cal. Like they're all like just reusing that model for the children. I think it's really weird. Anyway, that's just a little tangent I wanted to go on.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, it's weird. Go back and play that game. It's weird.
Oh, no, thank you. Not because I don't have the time, but because I don't care. Plus,
Well,
I have plenty of Prince of Persias that I can play, and I'll fill in that void.
I see. Lang,
Yeah.
I want to know, what do you think's next for Aloy and her friend Silence?
I'm assuming the threat isn't over. I know that Hades is still quote unquote around. I know that other guy is still around. So what I'm assuming is that they're gonna probably I forgot what his goals were. So that one guy.
Oh, he was obsessed with knowledge.
I was obsessed with the knowledge.
He was like Wan Shi Tong, he who knows 10,000 things.
That's actually a good metaphor. So it's like I don't know.
Which isn't a lot of things if you think about it.
Yeah, it's not. He didn't know what a radio was. He thought it was a little man in a box.
Little man in a box.
Apparently, I've been fed misinformation about little men in boxes.
I guess if he's a big bird, it's impressive that he knows 10,000 things.
Yeah, I guess.
I think a lot of people know 10,000 things.
Well, yeah.
It sounds
Can't
cool.
list them all out.
Yeah, it sounds cool if you say it like that.
Maybe when you're like a kid or so, it sounds cool. So
It's like if you say like I'm Langston and I know 1,000 things. It's like, oh, okay.
Actually, that sounds even more pathetic.
I
Even
know,
like a child.
I know
like
200 things, 200,000 things.
200,000 things. So, I don't know. It's a big number, but when you look into it, it means nothing. To be honest, I don't know. But like going into it, if he just wants knowledge,
Yeah, that's
I'm
the whole
like,
deal.
maybe he's just going to be taken advantage of by Hades again. I guess Hades is going to be like, oh, I'll give you all the knowledge you want. Just help me activate all the death robots, and the knowledge will be yours.
I think Silence is not one of those characters that like he said straight up, like he's done a lot of bad things to get what he wants, and if he wants knowledge, like he does not give a shit about.
Yeah, I got the impression that he'll do whatever it takes, no matter what happens to the world, to learn something that will benefit him.
Yeah, like I think, gosh, like the whole helping Aloy and defeating Hades was really just so he could use Hades to, I'm sure, activate those big mega monsters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe he just needed Hades out of that big orb.
Yeah,
I'm like, why didn't they just
more travel sized?
Yeah, I know, because it's just like Hades wants to do the same thing. He wants to get all the robots consuming all life again. So just like, why wouldn't they just best buds from the get-go at that point?
Well, I think it's because Hades is gonna destroy all the knowledge. He does that. And he's gonna destroy Silence if that happens. He doesn't.
So I guess Silence just hey, so let me get the knowledge first, and then you can destroy whatever you want afterwards. So.
Yes. Let me learn my 10,000 things first.
Yeah, and then you can destroy all 10,000 of those things.
I will have known it.
I don't know. So I think it really depends on what his motivation is going in. So is he still just on a blind quest for knowledge or so? I know that Hades being AI is like you guys mentioned how he wasn't that interesting to so. I think like him just being an AI, just omnipotent AI is so interesting, but it's just like he's one note. He has one motivation. He's not going to grow a conscience and be like, you know what?
No,
killing everything is bad.
No,
he shouldn't do that.
He's tech. He's like I don't know, like what I'm trying to think of, like a single-use program. Like if I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe you talk to Siri and just like, Siri, everything would go a lot faster on my phone if there were just no more phones. Like, wait, okay, so if I get rid of all the phones, the humans will rebel. But if I get rid of the humans, they won't rebel, and then I can get rid of all the phones, and then you have the best service in the world. And then it just goes on this loop or so and starts wiping out humanity and stuff like this. But it's just like it's only going to have that one track, so it's not going to double back.
Yeah, Hades just wants the one thing.
Yeah, so I don't know. Unless Hades like grows a conscience or he wants to do something else that's more interesting. So I feel like the other guy is going to be like the main antagonist or so, and we're going to be chasing after him, trying to prevent him from acquiring his forbidden knowledge that will potentially just destroy the world, essentially, as they know it.
Just one side note about
Yes.
Hades. I was really like excited to hear his voice for the first time because everyone's like it's the
Oh, yeah, I
scariest,
like that.
most
That's,
blood-curdling voice.
Sounds like the devil himself is speaking
Yeah.
into your
Right.
mind.
Metal
Yeah.
devil.
Yeah,
and he speaks and it's just like it's
That's-
just a
Well,
voice.
I don't know. Maybe if you were surrounded by
It's just
nothing but
It's like a
humans,
deep
and that,
voice.
I don't know.
What is this?
The entity lives. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Like that's my
It's
mindset
just
on that.
it's
Is that
like it's distorted. It's like electronic distortion to it, right? I'm trying to remember
Yeah.
the voice.
Yeah,
yeah,
but,
I'm thinking
but
that they
not
don't have
as
anything
much-
like that.
Not as much as I thought. Like I thought it was
Yeah.
gonna be like it was just gonna sound really sharp and like knives going into your ears, but it was just like I am Hades.
Ooh,
Oh, this is it. This is your god. You're afraid of him. No, it's
that's not that
Yeah.
scary.
no, but I'm taking it from the perspective that them growing up with these only spears or so, not having all this advanced technology, and then hearing this electronic distortion with the AI, it probably scaled the hell out of them. I guess.
I think it would have been cooler if like he was a little more haunting, like not even just like in his like voice, but just like he will like talk to you sometimes, you know, or
Yeah.
like make you see things, or
Yeah, maybe if he
like
was
add a little bit of like
Yeah, give him something.
Yeah, like if he had that character where he would try to manipulate you, so play on your humanity, your psychology, so and try to make you question what you're doing. So maybe if he's right or something along those lines, so that'd
Yeah,
be kind of interesting.
That would be interesting. Yeah, I mean,
And-
because you hear all the things that he's like he manipulated that one dude to be evil. It's like, well,
Yeah.
clearly he must have had a conversation with him at some point.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know. I think that would have been more engaging. So if he was just trying to do that, so trying to
He could try to like just mentally break you.
either mentally break you or convert you. Maybe alternate endings or so. Hades right. You know what? Let's screw humanity. Let's destroy everything. So you just join sides with Hades.
And that would have made the ending a little more satisfying because he's actually like antagonizing you
Yeah.
Right,
instead of just being
He's-
there.
right.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know, saying like your worst enemy is I don't know, a tornado. It's a force of nature. You know,
Yeah,
it has
you
no
can't
feelings.
reason with
It
it.
has no feelings. It's just
Yeah.
like
Doesn't even conceive you as anything or so. Yeah, so I do understand that. I think I'm wondering because I don't think they can backtrack on Hades in that way because I think it would just kind of feel like it's coming out of nowhere or so. Maybe
guess
they
you could.
merge.
Maybe with teaming up with Silence, he could.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe
they merge minds or something.
That would be crazy.
And then
Like,
you have
Hades-
it. W-
Like he
Yeah.
tries to like put Hades in his brain through his like whatever that thing is called, little triangle
then
potato chip
he-
thing.
He wants to go ahead and do everything that Hades wants, but he has that human part of him that allows him to still relate with humans, essentially. So that can be the antagonizing force that the player interacts with. So that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, that'd be cool if he merges,
There you go.
creates a dark avatar.
Well,
Oh God, let's not talk about that. ever
I
again.
could see that as like
Well,
end of game 2. You know, like he's you think Silence is dead, but then he's like on the verge of death or something. And he's like Hades, and then like
all his little blue wires turn red.
yeah.
Oh wow.
And he has like the really creepy, scary, like, you know, all the tubes start growing around him or something. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Like the red tubes. It's like, oh my god.
Kill it now.
Even when you do it, like when you make a bot your friend, you know, all those tubes come out of it, and it's like, oh, but it doesn't seem like it should do that.
No, none of that is natural. Oh my goodness.
Where are those tubes coming from?
I don't want to know.
But I don't know if anyone's played any of the DLC. Well, I know you haven't, like some.
Yeah.
Have you watched the
I don't know
DLC?
how anyone, especially
yeah, have
you,
watched
like
the DLC?
I haven't watched the DLC.
Got it.
Yeah. So much shade going on.
Get into it, James. I only started. I climbed up to it. I fought one beast, and I got to the village. And then I asked you, I was like, you know, have you played this? Is this any good?
I was like, it's okay. But I'm not gonna keep playing it. Yeah, it's so far it just seems like more of the same. And you reminded me that if we played the game from after we defeated Hades, there
Right.
wouldn't be any problem at all with this new tribe. So yeah, like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't seem that interesting so far, and then it like started to make me do waves, like fight waves of monsters or of beasts.
Yeah.
And I did 2 waves, and I was like, I'm bored. I don't want to spend my whole time just fighting wave after wave
Right.
of these monsters. But you have to like do it like 5 times to prove that you're like good enough to like be a chief or like take over someone's position as chief. I don't know how that works. You later
Well,
become chief of a different village.
Gotta fight waves.
Yeah. But it was just ridiculous. But I knew that the dialogue scenes were a lot better. Like, you know, when you talk to someone that they're just like, they're this close and they're like,
Yeah.
my sister died. That's too bad.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to make out with it?
Yeah, you can't. And she's like, no thanks. But so in the DLC, I think they like realized that everyone was really still. So like people actually like walk around, they move their hands and stuff while they're talking. There's actually like different like camera angles to a scene instead of just like, here's you, now here's Aloy. You know.
Well, sometimes they would have like, you know, they go from medium to close up.
Yeah, a little bit. I feel like most of it was close up though. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, yeah, this was a little better, but then they also I think they overdid it a little bit because everyone you talk to, maybe it's just the tribe, but they all just talk with their hands, just like, oh yeah, this.
It's a cultural
there's
thing.
a beast over there, and then. So they're just like almost constantly moving their hands, and I'm
funny.
like, you guys went too far.
Somewhere
It
in
was
the middle
good.
there.
Like the 10th time this guy like is throwing his hands up. It's funny.
It's funny.
I would talk to some guys just to see that, just the complete difference between the tribes in the south from the tribe in the north.
Wow.
They're much more natural about talking.
They're more handsy.
Yeah, and they're more hands.
Wow.
So you're here. You need to go over here.
Okay.
And over there.
I would say I would play it for that, but nah, I mean, I'd look up a video or something. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, definitely talking. definitely talking to people. I like open world games. I like talking to characters, but in this game, man, like there's so many things about like tribe shit, and so many options in dialogue trees, and I'm like, I, I'm so glad it gives you an option to leave, because it's like what they talk about is boring, like in the way, and I guess what you're saying, like maybe how they framed it as well, like they're just so like stiff and like
Yeah.
rigid, and they're talking about something I already don't care about.
Yeah. They just come up and it's like, my family has been kidnapped, and no one will do anything about
Yeah.
it. And Aloy's like, I'll help. It's just like, damn. Well, after like 10 seconds of silence, Aloy is like, I'll help.
I don't know. I think it's weird that she's as like I guess it's kind of cool on her part as far as like her character is like
She's very
wants to
upbeat.
wants to help people and stuff, but at the same time, like I don't know. it I don't know. I guess she has to be kind in those ways, but again, I just hopefully in the next game they make you care about the world, and I think you do that by not because if they focus more on maybe like specific relationships, and I'm not even talking about like hooking up and kissing and stuff. I'm talking about like you actually care about, you can relate to the characters in an emotional way, rather than every time you talk to them they give you like an exposition dump about their tribe's history. And
Yeah.
like all these events that you don't care about. It's like, oh, there were red raids, cool. Oh wait, you haven't heard about the red raids? Oh man, okay, let me tell you about the red raids. I don't
It's
really
like
care.
it's like in Rick and Morty. It's like, oh, you haven't heard about the how much do you know about the Gear Wars?
uh
Nothing.
I,
Oh.
I envy you.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, about 150 years ago. No, I was thinking too. It's like
This is the Gear Wars.
like in South Park. There's that episode where it's like when you first meet Towley and all the kids just want to play Okama Game Sphere.
Oh yeah.
Like there's like the government organization and there's like the military, and they're both like trying. They're really hard to be like. It's like, oh, you see kids, and it's like they're evil. It's like, oh, but look at this. It's like all these things. Like it's like
Yeah, why they created Tally.
yeah, why they created Tally, what their evil plans are, and it's like, the kids are just like playing games because they don't care. They don't care.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. It's just like all these characters come up to you. It's like, ooh, well, let me tell you why I did this and what happened. It's like I don't care.
Yeah. And I feel like they were trying to do the like you have a personal relationship with that kid that you save in the beginning, where you're a kid and he
Yeah, yeah,
falls.
yeah. I forget what his name is.
And then he's like a shopkeeper or whatever.
Yeah. He makes
Gives you some
clothes.
clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I came back to the village one time, and it's like when you're supposed to go through the door.
Mhm.
And so the whole tribe is in there, and I just hear like a, "Hey, Aloy, over here," and I'm just like, who was that? Who knows me here? And so I like look around, and I finally like get a prompt. It wasn't someone's face. It was the prompt that made me talk, and I was like, oh, this guy. Okay.
Oh man, I'm so glad that he still looks like his character model from 10 years ago.
Yeah, he never aged. But like I think he was supposed to be like, I don't know, a friend, but I never thought of him as a friend. Just like
Yeah,
a guy that gave me some clothes one time.
he feels like someone maybe you met in school or you had a class with one time, and every time they see you, they think like you're their best friend, and you're like, dude, like I barely know you. I don't.
Yeah, I just saved you because it was the right thing to do, not because like we're best friends.
Yeah, I didn't want to hang out afterwards. And it's funny too, because when we first meet that guy, like he's like jumping from like cliff to cliff, and Aloy is like, "Oh, he's so brave," and it's like, "Oh, like bravery like that will get you killed or something." And then when you meet him on later in life, he's such a chump.
Yeah, yeah, he's not brave at all.
Yeah, he's a dork.
He's like, yeah, I don't want to do any fighting.
Yeah, I just like someone. And then you meet him again, and it's like, oh well, everyone died, so I guess I have to.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, there was. Yeah, so it was a different thing that he said, but before the battle, when you're setting everyone up, um, for it, um, he's there, and so I got to talk to him, and he's like, man, like I just don't know like whether to worship you or thank you, like, but I won't worship you because I know you don't like that. And she's like, oh, so you're having a little tough time with that, huh? I don't envy you. She's like so sarcastic, because like yeah, sure, she's like setting up for like the battle of the world.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, I'm having a real dilemma with, I want to think of you as a god, but you don't like that.
What do
And
I
she's
do?
like, she's so mean to him.
Yeah, she's over it, man. She doesn't care.
She's like, yeah, sounds like you have some real problems.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
like,
I do.
I was like, man, like I was thinking it, but you said it.
That's just what it's like to be a woman in the world. Like guys just come up to you and tell you
Yeah.
shit you don't really care about.
I don't know whether to worship you.
You're like the hottest girl in like the world.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they are friends.
I don't think they are. I don't. It's funny because I guess he is one of your one of your oldest relationships you have.
Yeah.
But every time you meet him and see him, every time I saw him through the game, I was like, "Whoa, you're still alive!" like, like how has everyone else died, but like you're like you're around. You're in the final battle, man. How?
Yeah, yeah. I can't wait to see what he does in the final battle.
I'm glad we brought him. It's funny, he just survives. That's his one skill.
Yeah. They could have had Ross die at the end, and maybe that would have made the end better. Because the beginning was cool, because he died.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, this is a cool beginning.
I also think like again, like you in this game, you really don't get to make any relationships. Really, you kind of, whether that be Aloy's fault or whatever. I guess the developer just didn't want you to have that. But yeah, when they just brutally murdered all those kids in the Proving, when you first meet them in the tent, you're like, oh man, she's gonna be my best friend. That guy's gonna be my enemy, but maybe by the end of the game, he's gonna be my a loyal ally.
I forgot about the
And then,
the frenemy guy.
yeah, it's like oh, okay, this is like the YA teen version, part of the game or whatever. And then 10 minutes later, they're all dead.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit.
Oh no.
No one even gets to know that I'm a brave now.
Yeah. And you became even better than a brave. Became a what is it? A seeker
Langston?
or something? Is it a seeker?
I don't. I'm sorry.
You're the keeper of the lore, Langston.
The law that matters.
I felt like a lot of the game was gonna be like getting revenge for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you got revenge really quick, and it wasn't that satisfying.
What was the revenge?
Blowing up that camp.
Oh yeah.
They just had like a bunch of explosive barrels altogether.
There you go.
They're like, oh, just shoot that.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't feel very satisfying. It wasn't like that was for Ross. It was just like, you completed a mission.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
and that too. I didn't even get to experience that mission very well because I like assassinated some dude from above, and then some other guy. Yeah, I told you
Yeah.
some other guy was like looking down at me when I did it. He's like, that doesn't look right. Wait a second.
Wait. Why are you killing that man?
And then just like 100 dudes, and then all the bots like come up, and I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and I just start. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna die, but let's just see like how far I go. Like it might be a fun experience. So I just like sprint and dive roll like past a bunch of people.
And then you blow up the.
Yeah, and then I'm like, whoa, I made it to the explosive barrels. I guess I'll shoot it, and then everyone came in, and it was like, oh, it was very unsatisfying.
It's funny because I played that part like it was meant to be played. I snuck through from bush to bush, and I finally got to the bush that lets you line up for the shot. Yeah, I mean, basically, it was a similar experience because you don't really. I wish you killed people when you blew up that tent, but you don't. It's just
Yeah.
like you're giving him
Tears
a
down a wall.
yeah. You're just like telling him it's like, oh, there she is. It's just you prolonged when they were gonna all murder you.
Yeah, I was like right next to the barrels, and I was like, well, my point was to die anyways, so let me just take a chance to shoot the barrels, and it let me live. So it just wouldn't let me die. All I wanted to do was die an
That's
honorable
funny.
death.
That's funny. Okay, so let's start. Let's close it out. Let's say Langston, what's your favorite bot?
Favorite bot?
Yeah, or your least favorite bot? What's the bot you have the most strong feelings for?
There was barely any bots in the cutscene, so I don't know if you can.
I mean, that's a good point. So can I choose one of the chariot lines, I guess?
What?
What is
Yeah.
that?
That's the evil bots that want to kill everything.
Oh, sure.
Yay.
Isn't that all of them?
Yeah, which
Well-
one?
Well, actually, no, because there's only 3 models, and we only see 2 of them in the game.
Pick one.
Yeah, I guess we'll go with
I got a
the
Corruptor and a Deathbringer.
Deathbringer. I'll have to go with that one.
Big crab monster.
Crab monster.
Giant enemy crab.
And it's just weird because it's just like, okay, so she's gonna take these out with bows and arrows essentially. So, and yet all military back in, well, I say back, but for us or so in 2060 couldn't kill
The
any
future.
of these. Yeah, the future. So I mean that's one thing I might have a gripe with. That's just because I'm that type of guy, I guess. I don't know. It's like, because most of these monsters, and so most of these robots were taken out by her with the bows and arrows, with the spears. So I'm just like, if she can pull that off, I'm sure we could fire a tomahawk missile at some of these and take them out.
I'm also impressed that like a machine that hasn't run for thousands of years and has had no maintenance, and has presumably had a old. Oh wait, no, they have fuel by like
Yeah, the fuel by biomatter.
by biomatter.
Yeah,
But
and they'll
even
create
so,
it
like
by it as well.
even so.
I mean, it
it's
is very
still
impressive.
like it's like thousands of years, and it's like, oh, these run perfectly.
Yeah, no, I'm sure if I put my iPhone in the ground for like, I don't know, a couple months, I try to take it out, it's not going to work even if I charge it. So, actually, to be honest, I don't even have to put it in the ground, so I just leave it alone, and it will probably break down with the new iOS update or something. I have no idea. But that's something else entirely, I guess. So I don't know.
That was kind of cool seeing them come back to life, though. Like at the when you're doing your final boss fight with the Deathbringer. Like shows you different locations where they're popping up. And you see like the trees get like sucked in to its engine. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, this is well. So it's like it runs off a biomass. Why doesn't it just use that to just eat
Yeah.
Aloy? I guess.
Yeah, why are we having a fight? It seems
Yeah,
like
why
it could just
shoot her?
it could
Yeah.
just dust me away.
Yeah, just consume it. Get it over with. I guess. I don't know.
Well, my favorite is I forget what it's called, but it's in the shape of a crocodile.
Mm.
And it-
Thunderjaw or something.
Yeah, wait, is it? No, I think that one's like dinosaur-like. They're really low to the ground.
Yeah, no, I know wait, I'm trying to remember his name, but I know what you're talking about. He shoots ice.
Like, is it like Snap something? I don't know.
Snap
But yeah,
Ball.
he does shoot ice, and my least favorite is the crab.
When you say the crab, do you mean the Deathbringer, or do you mean the actual?
The
That-
actual
There's that weird
actual
little crab
They
man.
have like the little like canister on their back, and I'm only able to kill one.
You only killed one of those guys.
Yeah, I don't know why they're so hard. They're just crabs. I like bombed them to hell, and I finally killed one.
That's funny.
And I think it was funny. I knocked one of their little canisters.
Yeah,
And I like that they picked it up.
yeah, I like that. That's my favorite part of them. It's like there's that one big arm, whoosh, when he like holds it on like it's his hat, so like,
Yeah.
it doesn't fall off again. All right, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
what?
no, you're saying.
Oh, that's the crabs, the giant enemy crabs, one redeeming factor. But I still hate them.
The crocodile is called a snap maw.
Ah, yes, the snap maw.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever. Now, because I got the achievement, I've killed one of every creature. So I guess I have killed one of those, but not a lot of them. I'll say. My favorite creature. Dang. I guess it's got to be. I like the tall necks.
Yeah, those are cool.
I like their big, their dish heads. At first, I was like, "Oh man, I feel bad killing those things," you know. But I'm glad you don't. You just jack into their systems, which is still kind of horrific. And my least favorite, hands down, no contest. They're called bellowbacks. Do you know what I'm talking about? The bellowbacks. They look like they have like big containers of like Gatorade on their back.
What type of animal do they look like?
It's like a dinosaur.
Link's gonna pull up an image.
I'm looking on it now. Oh, which one?
I guess any of them. Fire one, the ice one,
Okay. Oh, this guy?
the big Gatorade monster things.
You love this guy.
I said I hate that guy. You're in love with this?
You're
This
in
is your
love with this
favorite
thing?
monster?
My God.
Yeah, I remember. That was one that they had in that first camp where you blow up the wall, right? They
Mhm.
had like a flamethrower one.
Yeah. Those are lame. I hate those guys.
Oh man. No wait, my favorite one is not the snap maw.
Yeah.
It is the ones that turn invisible.
Those things are scary. I don't know what those are called, but yeah, they're like trackers or something.
Yeah,
Something
those are awesome.
Those are horrifying.
I was like I was seen by like one, and then somehow they all knew.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, just the one saw me, and then it comes up, and it like disappears, and I'm like, oh, it's gone. And then like three more like just sprint up like right to where I am, and I'm like in a bush. I'm like, oh man.
They also drop those. I don't know if you set them off. But they're like little things on the ground that when you walk next to them, they shoot like a flare into the sky.
Oh
Have you seen those?
no.
I do that too. That's pretty scary. And they shoot lasers at you, right?
Yeah. And like I was like looking, I'm like, I think they're gone now. And then I see like one move in like the water. And I was like, oh crap! And I see like a little blur, like shimmer of another one. I'm like, oh, they're all still here.
Yeah, yeah, those are pretty scary. That's a good one. I forgot about those guys. Perhaps for good reason.
I think that's it.
All right, guys.
I think that's all we got.
Thanks for listening to our thoughts on Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope this podcast didn't reach you too late after the game came out.
Maybe it's too soon for some of you guys.
Yeah, maybe it's too soon. Spoilers. Okay. Well, thank you all for watching this podcast, Low Tech Gaming and Games We Like joint podcast featuring Fedorable.
Likes.
Sans the Savage one. No Savage one.
Hopefully we'll get the Savage one. Talk about PlayStation or Crash Bandicoot one of these days.
Okay. See y'all next time.
See you on the battlefield.
I see him!